Hey, good morning guys, welcome to another episode of Next Step Espresso, your daily shot of fitness. I am your host as always, Johnny Landles from Next Step Nutrition, bringing you the podcast that helps you overcome the industry confusion and get results for good. Today we're on episode 435 and I'm reminding you to not put so much pressure on yourself in order to eat healthily and to try and avoid that all or nothing attitude. We need to remember that in life, there is no such thing as a singular good or bad food. It's all about the context of the overall diet. Now, there are some takeaways, I guess, that we can think about, some things to remember, such as the blue zones, for example, in the world where people live to 100 or more on average, more than other places. A lot of these places have similarities that do not include their diet, right? They are physically active, they are socially active, they have purpose through their life in terms of why they're there, they have plenty of natural sunlight, they get good sleep, they rarely smoke, but when it does come to nutrition, they don't eat beyond their means in terms of their calorie intake, but they also eat from the land that they themselves grow, right? They eat from their own crops. So what this does mean is that they do reduce processed food. Now, at Next Step Nutrition, we don't restrict food, we don't ban food, because by adding strict measures, you will make it more likely to trip up and fail. However, it is to note that things like transaturated fats are man-made and heavily processed and are things that we should and can look to reduce in our overall diet. What we would always recommend is thinking about that 80-20 paradigm, 80% of your foods coming from whole foods and 20% coming from the other stuff. And remembering things like chocolate and pizza and bread. I mean, bread's pretty natural really in terms of the way it's made, but with regards to pizza and chocolate, these things are just ingredients mixed together with added calories to make them tasty, to make them more attractive, and to make them more energy dense. So we need to not judge foods at face value. We need to stop putting so much pressure on healthy foods and so much judgment on foods we think are bad, because as we've seen in previous episodes, if we feel bad about what we eat, we often make it worse. So it's much better to allow yourself a small amount of these foods. Give yourself some self-compassion if you do go overboard, because everyone does, we're all human. And rather than setting yourself restriction goals, remember to set yourself actionable targets that you can achieve, like having one more piece of fruit, or one more portion of protein, or one extra minute of sleep, or one extra minute of walking. Because this way you avoid the all or nothing, you put yourself mainly in the middle ground, and you think about your day or week as a whole rather than moment to moment, and you aim for small improvements, because that's really all that you can focus on in the world that we live in right now. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of Next Step Espresso. Remember, if you did, I would love it if you could share it with someone who might also find it useful, help the podcast grow by increasing its awareness, get it shared on social media, get it rated, get it reviewed, and tune in tomorrow for another daily shot of fitness.